Taurus, let me say this. You need to watch out who you're getting advice from, because not because they're necessarily deceiving you, but they're not as valuable as you think they are, and they're not as wise as you think they are. And the truth is that they may not know any better than you do, and yet they're talking as if you do, and you're asking them for advice. And the truth is, you don't need advice. You have the answers inside of you. You actually know more than the people that you're dealing with. You just don't feel like you do. And that's the great challenge this week. And I'm telling you, it's been right across the board. Everybody is getting tested. Everybody's set up for self-sabotage again. You know, that sense of not realizing just how much you do, and how valuable you are, and how much you know, sort of undercutting or undermining your own abilities, and then in doing so asking somebody else for too much advice. And then listen, when they give you the advice, you're going to follow it because you're loyal and because you're true, and you made a commitment, and you feel like, well, I shouldn't have asked them if I wasn't going to use the advice, and now you feel obligated to use the advice. But are you thinking for a second, is it even good advice? Like, why is it that you don't trust you? And that's this week, is that why is it that you don't trust you? There's just some sort of real insecurity and anxiety that's building around not being ample enough, or not having enough information. And it's completely and totally an unbalanced way to see yourself, because that is not what you are. But something is destabilizing you. And I think it may be something that's a lot more tender, something that's a lot more romantic. This sense of missing somebody terribly, or wanting to be around them, really not wanting to have to deal with this bullshit that you're dealing with to begin with, because your mind and your heart isn't even on it. Where is your mind and your heart? Your mind and your heart is with the person that you love, the people that you want to be with, the people that you care about. You want to be you want to be able to just focus on the people that you love, celebrating with them, enjoying your holidays with them, sort of losing yourself in the festivities of everybody just being happy, a sense of needing to really feel happiness around you right now, and not wanting to have to worry about all these fucking little things that you have to worry about, especially something that you're researching or you're studying. You know, feeling a great deal of anxiety, or not really being able to trust somehow, or yeah, there's just deep-rooted anxiety. I keep looking at the Lenormand cards. I'll show them to you. A deep-rooted sense of anxiety that maybe you're trying to like keep to yourself, but you're nervous about something. Could be nervous about grades, nervous about test results. I don't think it's test results as in medical test results, but like you're nervous about something. There's a great deal of anxiety surrounding not being able to be with the people that you care about or love, or having to be held away from them. There's just this sense of where you are. There's a like a chasm between where you are and where you want to be. And does that mean in terms of professionally? Yes. Romantically? Yes. But also physically, a sense of you longing for a certain group or a specific people that you really want to be around, and you don't want to have to be engaged or involved in any of this other responsible bullshit. But ultimately, there's a sense of you having to be responsible. You have this sort of obligation that you must fulfill based on your own duty and honor. But the more that you do, the more that it's throwing you off fucking balance. You know, and what do you need to get into balance is to just trust in yourself and the abundance of yourself. Trust in your instincts and sort of like where they want to take you. But I feel like you feel that if you trust in your instincts, it's just going to be fucked. Like you're going to be messed up. You're going to miss out on something that's extremely important. There's just some sense of not really understanding what some information means, or thinking that you don't know enough, thinking that you always need to know more, or maybe want to investigate further. But I don't think that that's what it is. It's thinking that you don't know enough. Like that, thinking that you're not ready, that you're not prepared. And that's why there's this anxiety here, right? That's what it feels like. And what you really are missing is your friends. You need your friends around you. You need a trusted person who makes you feel comfortable, but also brings laughter and lightness back into your life. There's a sense of not being able to be in the presence of somebody who just sort of makes your world easier. Not because they do anything for you, except that they bring you joy. They bring you happiness. I feel like there's been a lack of socialization because you've been grinding so fucking hard. And there's just a sense of, you know, maybe people will surprise you. Maybe people will just barge right in there. I'm sorry, that's usually not the case with Tauruses, because people know that barging in anywhere is like butting up against their head. But ultimately, it's almost like you need saving right now from yourself about focusing too much on the things that make you fucking miserable. And maybe they wouldn't even be making you miserable and the reason why they're making you miserable is because now they're supplanting what you really want to be doing and who you really want to be with, and you feel like you're just stuck and you can't get out of it. There's some beautiful essence here of people saving your damn life, though. I'm just going to say that straight out. There is this beautiful essence of people showing up uninvited, but that it's like the best thing that could have happened in your world, because it's like, surprise, we're here, Taurus, we're here for you, we do want to be with you, we do care, work, like all of a sudden this beautiful surprise. Say thank you, just run and hug somebody. It's almost going to be like, I feel like you are going to not even believe that this is happening, because it's exactly what you want to have. It's almost like somebody's throwing you a surprise birthday party, but in December. It's like you don't know how much you matter and mean to people, and you're about to get shown. There's all these celebration cards around here. You're just kind of blissfully unaware of the people who are helping you, or the people who are kind of helping to steady that wire so that you get across. I don't think you realize just how deeply people believe in you and how much they invest in you. And ultimately, that's going to start becoming clear. This is just like going with life and going with the flow and enjoying that kind of like sunset hour of just playfulness and excitement and potential possibility. All of those things are playing out in this photo, and it's just kind of like devil may care energy of just chilling and hanging with your friends. There's just a sense of you need that in your life right now. But ultimately, it's almost like there's a difference between the person I mentioned in the beginning of this reading and your actual friends, because there's just somebody like just you're sitting there like giving advice, and the advice may not even be good. You know what I'm saying? It's just a sense of, do I trust you, or should I trust you, or who am I listening to when I go to for advice? Who am I listening to when I ask somebody to help me study or help me out with this project? Who am I going to really? Like, what are their really their qualifications, and why am I asking this person? Because it's convenient for me, or because I know that they actually are what they say they are and will get done what they say they get done? Because really, all you need to do is rely on yourself right now, and really focusing on that self-reliance. And I think that that's it. You don't want to be alone. I mean, you're taking this advice from somebody with one ear out the other. You just want the conversation. That's what it is. You want somebody to share your ideas with. Kind of somebody to share your dreams with. You know that song, Share Your Dreams With Me, from The Greatest Showman? You want somebody to share your dreams with. Your hopes, your wishes. You don't want to do this in isolation. You don't want to do this in superstition. You don't want to keep things away from people just because. It's almost like maybe you think that you have to just because, like not tell anybody what's going to happen, that kind of like keep your face down in a book. But look at this card. I got to show you. Look at these cards. This is more of groups of friends, like gathering. Your friends gathering around you, sharing moments with your friends. I mean, it's everywhere, except for this card that sort of points out that you're ready. You got this. You can figure out the answers on your own. And you are figuring out the answers on your own. It's not about what you need. It's about what you want. You don't want to be alone. This is surrounded by friends. Your friends will take care of you. They got your back. That's what it's saying, Taurus. Your friends will take care of you. Don't worry. But it's almost like you don't realize that your friends are taking care of you. Look at this card. I mean, I've saved this the best for last, right? It's exactly what it says it is. It's unconditional love. This is a card this is like the Lovers in Tarot. This is a card that says there's something that you've met somebody that is just so complete, that makes you feel so right, and they make you feel so loved, that not being in their presence right now just doesn't feel right. And I think that that's what it is. There's some sense of not being able to celebrate with a family member or somebody who is a lover that you desperately want to be around right now. Even if you're surrounded by your family, it's going to feel like something is missing in your life because this person isn't near you. And that's the big twist right now. Almost like trying to distract yourself with all this craziness, and maybe even with all these friends, because the one person that you actually want around you is at a distance. Let's go and see. But I think that they might surprise you. I'm just saying, they might surprise you. Let's go into the animal totem cards and see what kind of wisdom they have to sort of explain the situation a little bit more deeply. Please, Spirit, tell us, give us messages that Taurus needs to hear. I've been stuttering so much lately. Yeah, your sense of self is compromised and you become extremely defensive. But that defensiveness, it's like you're holding something back. You're holding something back. You feel extremely burdened and left alone, or you've gotten messages. You've been receiving messages, spiritual messages, and you have not been acknowledging them. They've just been stressing you out. They become a huge burden on you, almost because it's like you see very clearly. It's very obvious to you what is the truth, but how do I describe it to people? How do I tell people how I found out? They're going to think that I'm crazy. There's a sense of I do have the answer, but I have to ask this person and act like I need their help, because ultimately if I told people how I don't need their help, they're not going to freaking believe me. This is a great burden, feeling very burdened for with the greater good and for what Spirit has tapped you in. That's an acknowledgement of just feeling extremely burdened, Taurus. Sing your own song. So here is liberation and freedom. This is Gemini energy, being able to say and speak your truth from the heart with nothing impeding you and nothing getting in your way. Sing your own song is beautiful sense of happiness and abundance in character and high self-esteem. This is also a free bird card. So it's almost like, I know why the cage bird sings, but this one got free. This one is absolutely free. And yet for some reason, it still comes back to where it was last in captivity. Why? To share its song, to share what it knows, to share what it's worth, and now it has a right to sing it. But watch out, because you don't want to get sucked back into one of those traps. Let's look at where the cards are coming from in the past. Somebody's manipulating the fucking shit out of you, pulling all these goddamn strings and making you go in deeper than you ever wanted to go. And that's Scorpionic energy. You don't have to be dealing with a Scorpio, but that's what it is. It's like somebody trying to drag you down into the underworld and sort of make out of you what they needed you to be. It could have been actually a mentor in some ways, that just that put a lot of energy and effort. Oh my God, I just noticed something. Holy shit. 1111. 5 plus 6 and 6 plus 5, they both equal 11. You got 1111 sitting right here in front of you. A sense of pulling your strings. Somebody's pulling your strings and bringing you in really, really deep, Taurus. Really deep. Over your head even. But ultimately there was a sense of living up to the challenge and be like taking over the responsibility, taking it in and making it yours, making these responsibilities that you were tapped with, huge responsibilities that would be burdensome to other people. You're taking it and you made it your own, which was why it was so triumphant. And then we have Coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. Nope. Being very unwilling to move, not being able to move forward, a broken heart, a relationship that just didn't work, because because it couldn't find its stride. It couldn't go with the flow. It didn't feel comfortable in the environment that you were in at the time. Rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. This is in reverse. When it's in reverse, it tells me that things have slowed down. You have everything that you need, but they're not multiplying anymore. Basically because there's a chink in the chain. All of a sudden it's like everything is changed and things aren't changing. There's sort of, once again, they're holding in a holding pattern, especially where it concerns love. Some sort of broken heart energy is here. A man who really truly, people who know themselves, but for some reason they don't know how to fit together. That's really interesting energy. And then we have grasshopper spirit, which is refusing to take a leap, not wanting to. This is also defying karma, though. This is not good stuff. This is like bad luck will follow if you don't jump. You're just not ready to jump. You're not ready to jump into something. You don't want to be acknowledged. You don't want to be talked about. You don't want attention right now because ultimately it feels like way too much and you feel extremely overburdened and you feel very compromised. This compromised sense of self, trying to cover yourself up in what is pre-approved, old ways, things that people expect of you in order for you to sort of just assimilate and keep everybody around you calm, but you ain't feeling it. There's some sense of, I don't want the attention on me. I don't want the focus on me. Can you please give it back? Because they feel a little bit hopeless. Somebody or you, there's a sense of hopelessness in them. Okay. Okay. More spirit guide messages for Taurus, please. Taurus. Okay, what they want to say. Yeah, be here now is compromised. You're not in the present moment. You're casting yourself forward, you're casting yourself back, you're casting yourself into dreams, you're casting yourself wherever you were last the happiest. Yeah, and it's not seeing the beauty or the opportunity that's right there in front of you. Or somebody not noticing you, right? This is sort of Venus retrograde because this is Libra energy. So this is sort of that energy of Venus feeling too ugly for herself. And I'll tell you where it's coming from. Chiron is in direct opposition to Venus right now. And Venus is your ruling planet. So there's a lot of self-sabotaging, self-doubt going on for you, especially. Lowering your standards a little too much. There's a sense of slowly but surely you learned how to defend yourself against this person, against this very manipulative energy that got you in over your head. It's like you woke up to it and you realized it and you didn't say much about it. It wasn't a big hoopla, but ultimately you decided to walk away from the situation in order to defend yourself because you didn't want to give that person any attention at all. So ultimately what you did was you went into full-on turtle mode and you took things as slow as you needed to take them in order to allow yourself time to heal and allow yourself to move forward. There's a lot going on in your life right now, whether it's love or romance or sort of political, if I want to say. Maybe not political, but larger than you. What's coming out? Spirit has a plan. It was in reverse. So this certainly wasn't Spirit's plan. Spirit expects you to take the lead on this one, ultimately feeling like Spirit is nowhere to be found, which is not true. Overcome any obstacle, feeling absolutely stuck and spiritual-less and inspiration-less. Just those feelings of complete and total failure and immobility. And then bring a gentle touch is also in reverse. So this is sort of aggressive energy, rushing in, pushing forward, but you can't push a rock, right? You can't push a big old boulder if you just don't have the strength. So this is the energies all in reverse. You have Taurus energy, Virgo energy, and there you go. So this is symbolic of an almost grand water trine. Now, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Taurus. I apologize. Ultimately, this is what's blocking you from taking the step, the leap. You just feel completely disconnected, and there are no real ideas. There's no real direction. So you don't want to jump into something that doesn't have any real direction, because you need that. But ultimately, you also want, and that means the spider could be you, you also want to endear yourself to a deeper part of a community or a program or a work opportunity. Interesting. But what comes next for Taurus? Taurus. 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 Lots turning up upside down. But this one card. See, this is not seeing the big picture. This is landlocked on your own shit right now. And you know what that means? It's almost like maybe you have to be. Taurus, maybe you have to be sort of like, okay, having your eyes locked on what's right in front of you instead of what's in the distance, because right now your mind is struggling and forcing you to not focus on the long term or the long distance. Okay, then just believe your mind, believe your brain, believe in it and trust it and let it happen. Even though it seems like short-sightedness, it isn't. What's this past here? You threw yourself into a romance or a love where you didn't really know them that well. It was a new romance. And this could be still be going on, but ultimately now the problems are coming up, right? Especially when we throw ourselves into a romance with somebody that we didn't know very well, and suddenly they have access to our private home, our children, and there's a lot of complications with that. This is a sense of not knowing what you were actually getting into. Okay, let's go into the angel readings. Remember, please do like this channel and subscribe. You can hit that notification button below as well with that little bell so that you get notified as soon as I upload your Taurus specific content every single Thursday between 5 and 6 a.m. LA time. Also, please do join me over on Instagram, Born_without_boundaries. Monday through Friday, I do a tarot card reading there, so I'd love to have you join in. And then last but not least, there is always an extended video, always. And that link is in the description box below this video. You can also subscribe directly over there so that you get notified as soon as the videos come up and are available. And that's usually a day before the YouTube crowd gets the link. Just an FYI. Sort of a thank you to the fans of Born Without Boundaries. So we have 3 cards that showed up very clearly. Number 1 is faith. Do not lose faith. The storm clouds will soon clear and the sun will shine once more. And remember, there's a lot of imagery with clouds here, being clouded, being confused, feeling like you don't have enough information or you're not good enough for something. Determination, perseverance, and patience will lead to a positive outcome. Okay? I don't think you have problems with determination, but ultimately it's a sense of know that just getting through this very difficult phase is so worth it, because ultimately you're going to have relationships that last forever. Harmony. Disharmony occurs when we try to resist life's natural flow. Everything has its cycle. Every stage of life has its own unique meaning and purpose. Every day can be harmonious if we want it to be. And that is the freaking truth, Taurus. But let's get deeper into what the cards have to say and what the cosmos has to say. I'm going to meet you guys over in the extended. I'll see you there.